Hi guys, it's Marcus here at Countrywood Smoke HQ, and I have a man here called James Whetlor, and he's just travelled a short distance over the hill, the other side of Honiton, from Axminster, and he's from Cabrito, and his speciality is goat. So good to meet you, James.
And you, Marcus. It's been a long time. It seems crazy. We only live 12 miles away from each other. It's taken us 2 years to get together.
Yeah. So finally we sort of got together, and we're going to have a bit of a cook today, do a bit of goat cooking. So I've done barbecue goat before, and it's absolutely fantastic on the barbecue. It's very much underutilized barbecue meat, and we're going to have a go. We're going to cook some on the Traeger Timberline here.
It's an amazing piece of kit, though.
Yeah, it's a bit of a beast. So yeah, and you've brought along some fantastic goat here.
Yeah,
so
should
we? So basically, it's like 2 racks of goat with the loins, and you can just see the fillet in there. So if you want to tell us about this.
Yeah, so everything that we rear is specifically bred for us. These are ex-dairy billies. In the past they would have just been knocked on the head, disposed of at a couple of hours old, because the dairy industry doesn't have a lot of use for male billy goats. You can't milk a male billy goat. So they only ever kept the ones they needed to replenish the breeding stock, which was a tiny, tiny minority. So we started about 5 years ago. We had 4 goats in the field. We now have about 8,000 goats nationwide. We've recently partnered with Delamere, who are the biggest, or one of the biggest goat dairy producers in the country. So we now take about 70% of all of their dairy billies, which is a massive change in the industry and really positive thing for. I mean, that's quite a significant amount of formerly wasted food that's now going into the food system. So these, as I said, these are all males. These are taken up to about 6-7 months old. We tend to go on weight rather than age. We aim for a sort of 22 to 24 kilo dead weight carcass, because that's the most economical way, and it's kind of, at that size, it's much more like lamb, so that kind of takes away one of the how do I cook goat problems that we got asked a lot about in the past.
Looking at these, so these are like the T-bones, and the fat in here is just fantastic. It's got a nice sort of little bit of marbling in there, but nice sort of covering of fat over the top there.
I think it's quite a long way from what people think goat is. I think people, when people think of goat, they think of quite scrawny animals, not particularly well reared or well finished animals. And these are properly reared, properly well looked after, all sort of farm assured farms. They're treated like a good meat animal. Yeah. So there's no reason why they shouldn't turn out like a good meat animal.
Absolutely. So I guess one of the tradition, because goats, they enjoy goat around the world really, but one of the sort of more traditional ways of cooking it, I guess, is sort of with the whole Moroccan take on it. Moroccan spices, and we're quite lucky to have some nice. I've been wanting to try this for a while. So it's my friend John Gower's, his Quiet Waters Fez Goat Rub. So this has got onion, salt, coriander, parsley, paprika, black pepper, spices. So have you ever smell of that?
Yeah, I have. It's really quite sweet. I mean, I think one of the advantages that goat has is because it's eaten sort of so widely around the world. It actually has a huge amount of food flavours that it's comfortable with. I mean, really anything you can do with a lamb, you can do with a goat. Yeah. But I think it has a broader range because it is such a global meat.
Yeah, you'll have to forgive all my kids in the background. It's Easter holidays here, and they're quite excited. So they're looking forward to trying some goat later too. So what are you doing here? You're just taking out.
Well, because we had 2 whole loins. Yeah. We had 2 whole loins, so we split one in half. So we took the T-bones off of that one. So I think we're going to grill those later. Yeah. That one I've just left on for you to have a play with. This one's still got the fillet attached, so that would be where we took the T-bones earlier on. And with this one, I'm just going to bone it out and take the loin off, so you can grill that and have it with that.
I've got some fresh herbs, so maybe we could wrap that over, tie it off, and stuff it with some fresh herbs.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. Yeah. I think I've got some marjoram or oregano somewhere. So.
Yeah. Have you got any bit and squeeze of lemon maybe?
Yeah,
we're away.
Definitely.
You can be as with most foods, really. You can be as complicated or as simple with it as you like, and it's just, I mean, that's quite a complex range of flavours you've got in there, which will suit it really well. Yeah. But equally, just with a little bit of thyme, squeeze of lemon and a bit of salt, in there, it'll be amazing.
Fantastic. So I got the Timberline set up sort of roasting temperature wise. It's 200 degrees C, so it's quite hot. So it's going to give it a good blast, because I think probably similar to lamb when I've cooked goat before, it takes the temperature, you know, a nice sort of heat quite well, and it sort of crisps up that fat nicely, rather than sort of more low and slow, which we do a shoulder for. I think this is going to take a bit more like roasting temperatures, and
absolutely.
If you're happy with that.
Of course.
So let's get this on some rub on here.
Look at that.
That's beautiful, nicely taken out.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased with myself with
Yeah.
that. So you could just roll that up.
So just a nice sprinkle. You can see there's loads of lovely herbs on this as well. Nice fresh flavours. So
it's a great colour, that, isn't it?
yeah. So just get a little bit on everything. I'll scoop a bit more onto the top, but a little bit more on this underside, just so if it's a bit dry. I mean, this one had a nice bit of moisture on the surface, so the rub will stick to it nicely.
Yeah.
But if it was, you know, if it had been sat in the fridge for a day or so, and the rub wasn't sticking, you could just put a bit of like rapeseed or olive oil on there. So, but I'm going to do that, the fat side up, and that will go into the Traeger there.
All right, I'll get out of the way.
Yeah. So you're just going to pop this into the Traeger here. So it's set for 200 degrees C. So just okay. So I think this is ready now. These ribs. Pop these on. They look fantastic. I'm going to let these rest for a little bit, but they are pretty special. So these are the goat ribs with Whetlor's Farm Fez Goat Rub. So looking forward to trying these. That looks fantastic. So we've been smoking this nice rack of goat ribs, and it's got the Whetlor's Fez Goat Rub on it, and yeah, it's looking fantastic. Let's have
Great colour, isn't it?
yeah, it's crisped up nicely. So we'll just take some of these apart. And a bit of that crispy bit on top as well. There we go.
Alright.
So these look nice. These are taken a little bit hotter just to mobilise the fats a bit more in there.
Yeah, sure.
And cook like on the ribs, but looking forward to trying these. Oh wow. It's a slightly different experience, isn't it? It's taken slightly hotter, so these have just been taken up to 70.
It's retained an awful lot of the moisture there.
Yeah.
Because I guess the fat that runs through it has kind of melted a bit.
Yeah.
Which is slightly different to the ones before.
Mm.
A bit more forgiving when you keep the ribs on as well.
Yeah.
You retain some of the moisture.
Yeah. And
That rub's lovely.
Yeah.
Really
Crisped
nice.
up a bit.
Oh yeah.
Mm. What a nice way of eating, just like that as well, just with a bit of bone to wrap hold of.
Just looks brilliant as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like real.
It's made like a nice crust on it with the rub as well. It's just crusted up from the smoke, and
Was there any sugar in there?
yeah, a little bit. I think.
I guess that's what.
Just a little bit of sweet sugar and lots of herbs, and that's pretty special.
Yeah, it is amazing.